Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your quantum reading with me, Jocelyn, the Quantum Queen. So, Virgo, I was getting something pretty specific in the pre-shuffle, and so let me hurry and dive into my intro so that you guys can get the message that you came for. Feel free to fast forward if you're sick of hearing this. So this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And as always, welcome to my cross watcher. Yeah, I freaking knew that was going to come out. I'm going to put the earthworm back. That's not quite the one. So, and cross watchers, you could be dealing with a Virgo and the message could actually be for you. So feel free to take it however it resonates to you and your situation. If you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. Yeah. And if you guys would like to make a good karma donation, that information is also located down below. And then just wanted to say thank you to those who have made donations, and thank you for liking and subscribing. Just make sure when you hit the subscribe button that you tap the notification bell off to the side so you can get notifications when I go live and all that good stuff. So, Virgo, this is perfect. Because I do feel like it is a little bit of a push from last week's message of the lone wolf, something going on there. But this was a little bit different. And I want to say that Virgo, there's kind of like a key piece of information that you're going to be coming across. And that's why I pulled the crow, because it could be an air sign that you're dealing with, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, in their sun, moon, or rising, just throwing that out there. But what I'm getting is that there's someone that you're going to be meeting, and what I'm picking up on, at least the Virgos that I've been tapping into, is either, Virgo, you have been traveling a lot, or like you could be switching locations a lot, okay? And it's interesting because I've met quite a few Virgos that have been doing that, which I found really fascinating. Virgo doesn't usually come across to me that way, but at the same time, I freaking love Virgos. I have this really strange attraction to them in every way. I love Virgos so much. So, Virgo, I think what's happening, let me get back to this, is I think that you are getting some type of like inspiration or some key like a brilliant idea, or some type of connection that connects the dots in your life to questions that you've had about why you do things the way that you do, or why you come across certain relationships. And I feel like just the combination here, because we've got, look at the similarity here, because we've got the cosmic egg. This is an etheric energy. This is the ethers or cosmos, okay? When it comes to a higher perspective, you developing as a spiritual or a vibrational being, there's some type of key piece of information that's coming into you that maybe has felt like you've questioned it for a long time. It's almost been like, if you guys know, I talk about Buddhism a lot, and it's almost like it's been a koan in your life, or kind of like the Sphinx energy. It's been a riddle in your life that you've never quite been able to solve. And maybe for some of you, it's like you have been traveling or going to different places and seeing situations, because it's almost like you're trying to find something, Virgo, something that you've been looking for, and it's this. It's like you're trying to find this one piece that's going to connect all the dots in your life so that you can understand like why things have gone the way they've gone, why things have never worked out, why you've come across, and this can be in multiple ways, like maybe why you've come into jobs that you were dissatisfied with, or maybe why your relationships have never worked out and fallen apart, and you've been surrounded by people where all of those things work out for everyone else, but for some reason it's been a mystery to you, like why hasn't it ever worked out for you? This is what I find is really interesting. So we've got the buffalo. It could be an earth sign coming into you, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but if anything, I feel like that's also you. Virgo, I think this is kind of a little bit more of your energy. And in fact, I feel like I might pull one more card, because this is all a little bit your energy. The cosmic egg could be someone coming in very divinely timed to giving you an answer that you've been looking for, okay? But do you know what's interesting, Virgo, is like, it's just because you've been asking the questions and been searching outside of yourself why you haven't been finding it. All of it, like, it's all been within you the whole entire time. And that's what I'm hearing. I mean, not to get too crazy and like Buddhist about all of this, but yeah, the answer that you've been looking for to maybe why you've been running, why you've been switching up things to try to understand like why things have worked out the way they have in your life, you're questioning that right now, and that's what you're going to be coming into realization of quickly. Like, this could be in the next week or two for some of you. Yeah. This is a couple things that was perfect. This is an entanglement, right? So we've got two air symbols here. Okay, so like I was saying, Virgo, this could be someone outside of yourself that comes in and gives you a key piece of information, and it's almost going to connect the dots to some of the questions that you've had in your life, and it's going to help you in your transformation. The dragonfly is always very synchronistic to me. You guys might see dragonflies in your experience, and it's all about new beginnings and good luck. And so there's something that's going to come into you, Virgo, that's going to really fill up the questions that you've had. And it's just because, like, I think the traveling that you're doing, you're realizing that no matter where you go, you're coming across the same type of people and dynamics wherever you go. It doesn't matter how much you switch up your 3D physical reality, that each time you're like moving from place to place, like looking for this thing, but you keep coming across the same exact people, even though, yeah, they're different, the details of them are different, but you're realizing that a lot of the dynamics end up being really similar to what you left previously, or from the questions that you've had about other relationships. All of them are very similar. So for some of you, like I said, this could play out in a multitude of ways. Maybe you guys come into dynamics in your environment where there's always a specific type of person that's really difficult to deal with, like a very hard-headed, strong-headed person that maybe comes down sometimes. This is what I'm being drawn to with the buffalo. Maybe there's some type of like lightning that strikes to and everyone's like on high alert, or that type of thing, you know, or there's like, if you really truly look, Virgo, at the dynamics that you get involved with, you'll see that there's a pattern to it, and it's all a reflection of you and where you're at, what you've been raised with, all of your own chemical programming. All of it is just a reflection of you. So for some of you, now there were a few different types of Virgos I was picking up with this message, so I'm going to try to touch base on all of them for all this applies to. For some of you, you might have come across someone who's like, you keep coming across authority figures that maybe treat you disrespectfully, or they come down like with some type of rage, like I was saying with that lightning. Like, they come down, they're the authority figure, they're the one in charge, but sometimes they just come down with this like really harsh communication or harsh wording, because that's what I'm being drawn to with the air, because this is all about communication and the mind, right? It's all about that's what's being really highlighted in this reading, is the communication, that it can come down from an authority figure that you look up to, but it can sometimes come like a lightning bolt. It flashes in, where it can be a flash of rage, or it can be a flash of frustration, and there's some type of way that they communicate where it just like comes in out of nowhere and it catches you off guard a little bit, Virgo, and you're just like, whoa. It's almost like a shock to your energetic being. Like, it's almost like for a second you feel a release of some adrenaline, a little bit of some protection, like you're like, whoa. And what's going on, Virgo, is, like I was saying, it's a reflection. Oh, sorry guys, I was trying to like lean back in my chair. What's happening is it's a reflection of that same type of energy that you grew up with. And so that's why I was saying what you're looking for outside in your environments, like you're looking for these questions. And it's like the more and more you switch up your locations and things, you're coming across the same exact patterns in people. They're different on the outside, but vibrationally, emotionally, they're the same, and they're reflecting this thing that you think is missing, Virgo, but it's all within you. And that the thing that I just popped in my head to say is that wherever you are, you create your own heaven or your own hell. My own twin said that to me, and I'm very cautious about talking about twin flames and stuff like that, but I think that's very like applicable in this is you're the one, Virgo, that causes a situation. Like, you're a very key piece in the dynamics that you're involved with, how you interact with people. And it might not even be consciously. Like, you might be a very respectful person where you mind your P's and Q's, you do what you're supposed to do, but vibrationally there's almost something that you feel like it's out of your control because it's already stored within your cells. It's a vibration that's active within the cells of your body that's causing these situations to play out the way they do. So it's kind of like, Virgo, you try to like handle things a little bit differently, but when it comes down to it, it's all about your mind and the chemical releases behind it. So it's like some of you might be just pay attention to your thought patterns is what I'm hearing, because you will see that you guys will sometimes even do things that will lead up to these moments of a flash, like of from whoever this person is in your reality. And I want to say that there's someone else coming into this for some reason. That's what I'm picking up too, just with like, I don't know, the cosmic egg, the dragonfly, the crow, something here, but where you are, there's someone else coming into your reality to light that up within you, to kind of make you aware of it within yourself. And I feel like the universe is kind of delivering it to you, because Virgo, if you've been on a search for something, then I think the universe is kind of lining up for both of you to see this within each other, that both of you have this similarity, but this person might be a little bit more aware of these dynamics, has like a pretty good amount of self-awareness already, to where they can see these things, they can see the patterns, they're very aware of it, and they're searching as well, but they're probably going to highlight something that you were never aware of previously, Virgo. Now, the other thing I was going to say really quickly, yeah, look, there's that going out on a journey type of thing. That's what I was also getting in the pre-shuffle. There's something about a journey that you're on when it comes to lighting up something that's kind of blocked from your awareness, okay? So I'm going to first start off with these cards. So Virgo, the way that you can tell, okay, if something is, how do I say this? It's pretty much if you're feeling some type of emotional response to any of this, okay? So say someone comes in with some type of key piece of information and you're feeling triggered by it, like maybe you even have your own little outburst, or like a temper, like maybe there's someone that comes into your existence and it frustrates you. The things that they say or the way that they act, it like full on brings up some anger within you. That is your cue. It's something for you to look at. That's at least for one specific Virgo that I'm tapping into. But it's because they're showing you a blockage that's within yourself. This is where you're blocking yourself in your thoughts, right? We've got more swords energy. There's some type of blockage that you have to your own self-awareness of why you come across the things that you do, why you come into relationships, because here we've got two. This is always about relationships too. So I think, going back to what I was saying, Virgo, you just have these questions about why relationships are working the way that they do in your life, and you're almost trying to, maybe you're even hoping that going out and traveling and going on this journey, or that's going to heal you. But if you guys have ever heard this, like especially if you watch like Abraham Hicks, she'll tell you that no matter what you do, if you haven't like cleaned up your vibration first, come into alignment, you're going to come across the same exact people, vibrations, and situations, because it's just going to keep repeating. You haven't changed your thoughts, Virgo. That's the foundational part, because it's tied to your chemical releases. Those get released to the cells of your body. Your cells are full of receptors that only take on specific chemicals. And so if you're releasing an excess amount of, say, like cortisol or some type of anger or rage, okay, then your cells will have specific receptors and like a certain amount of them, because your cells will start creating more and more receptors to take on an incoming chemical that you keep releasing into your body by your thoughts. So that's how vibrationally you're coming across these situations, Virgo, that you're holographically creating these situations. And so it might be a little frustrating in that in and of itself, because it's like you're switching up your environments, Virgo. You're doing these things and you're coming across these new beginnings and stuff, but the people are ending up being the same. And maybe some of you are just feeling a little bit defeated because maybe you thought if you went out and traveled that you would come across the things that you've been looking for. And maybe that's like closer relationships, closer, like better, more healthy, supportive relationships in your life. But the interesting thing is, again, it goes back to you. Like, it's a reflection of you and how you kind of show up in relationships in a way. Do you know what I mean? It's like your focus is on the disappointment too much of the relationships not working out in your life, and that's what's creating it even more for whoever this applies to. But here's the Sun card. Do you know what's really interesting is, I think for some of you, this person's going to come in, like I said, with this key piece of information, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, aha, the light bulb goes on. It's like you're getting all this information and you're like lit up again. This is the Sun card. It's the most positive card in the deck, which I love that it came out, because it's pretty much showing you that, Virgo, what it is that you're looking for, you are going to get, but in a different way than you're expecting. You're thinking that you need to switch up your environments. And that's why I was saying that too, because we've got the Chariot. This is travel. That's just clarifying exactly what I was saying. So I wanted to pull that one out. But look at how we've got right here in the front, foreground. This is 3 major arcanas. So this is a huge, and I didn't even need that to pop out. We already have the ethers. This is a huge lesson that you're learning in and of itself, Virgo. This key piece, like why you have to go off and be alone. That's why I was saying there's a little bit of a bleed through of the lone wolf syndrome that I did last week. I think that's what's going on for your Virgo. You're looking for something, and it's really all within you. You're the key to it all. You're the chemical factory. Interesting. So this is just popping out randomly. We've got the 7 of Swords, but upside down. And this is, I think, what's happening, Virgo, is it's almost like the traveling that you're doing. This is one thing I'm being told to say. It's like you're changing up your neuronet programming so quickly and fast that it's already kind of changing the chemical pattern in your body. Like maybe you're learning, Virgo, how to listen to your intuition of when you need to bail out of situations sooner. And it's because of this whole dynamic. It's like your intuition is telling you when something's going to come up or how a person is going to behave, that they're maybe going to come down with this type of rage. And that's your red flag right there to pay attention to. So it's almost like, Virgo, you're leaving situations and not based off of fear. It's almost like you're getting grounded before you make any decisions, and you're making really sound decisions based off of your own intuition. So it's like when you're seeing the warning signs from the beginning, you're very aware, you're maintaining your vibration and your balance. And that's why I was seeing the Justice card too. You're maintaining that balance within yourself, and you're leaving before the situation can get out of control where it's going to start triggering all this pattern within you. Here comes the lightning bolt, and then it's like it sets off the pattern within you and in the dynamic. And so here's where I think what's happening is you're leaving before it gets to this point where maybe there's some lies and deception here, some taking advantage. But more than anything, I'm picking up, maybe Virgo, you felt taken advantage of in relationships in the past, and you're leaving before it can get to that point. And so you're changing your chemical programming. This is why I think the traveling is healing you at the core, because you're learning how to get tapped into your intuition so firmly. Like you're creating this really firm and beautiful connection and foundation with yourself, where you trust yourself enough to leave when you need to leave, Virgo. And this is where you're changing all of your programming within your body. This is why so many people are drawn to travel. And this, more than anything, is all about strategy. So I think that you're using a different type of strategy when it comes to like the dynamics that you're getting involved with. Does that make sense, Virgo? So I'm going to leave that right there and dive further into the extended with this. If you guys want to join me over there, you hopefully know the drill by now. Just go down below in the description box, click on the PayPal link, send over $10, and please remember to put in the comments or the description Virgo, the title of the video, the publish date, and your email address where you would like me to send the extended over for you to view. So Virgo, if this is kind of where we leave things off, I'm sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I will see you in your next reading. Take care.